Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. We are once again, I think for the second week in a row, two out of the last three.
We skipped one. Yeah, two out of the last
Two out of the last three. We are broadcasting from the Whiskey Room at Kings Crossing Golf Club after another stellar golf round between Rich and I.
Oh, yeah. It was good. It was ugly, but our scores were, yeah.
It was the absolute slugfest. Yeah,
Oh,
we were dropping sixes and sevens.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And all kinds of
It was
shit.
brutal.
So it was complete nonsense. So, but I did win. So I'm 2-0 in the last two matches.
Yeah.
Next week we switch locations and play at the championship golf course at Kirkwood Country Club.
Yep.
So
It's gonna be interesting.
Rich's golf season could be in trouble. So that's what we have going on between us. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday and a great week. We should first tell you before we get into it, we have an exciting show coming up. We have Chris Lussier, Special Olympics Rhode Island, one of the top Special Olympic golfers in the country, not just in the state, in the country. So we'll talk to him for a few minutes about his recent success, and he'll give us some golf lessons as well. And then we'll also have a bunch of other things at Kirby and the US Open, US Senior Open, excuse me, and a few other things as well. But first, we should tell you that the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by Links Drinks. Links Drinks is best known for their transfusion in a can. The transfusion is vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, all mixed up into one refreshing beverage. And of course, as we've talked about, and we've actually tried it, it's pretty good. Links Drinks just recently came out with two new flavors, the back nine and the front nine. And so you check out Links Drinks at liquor stores and country clubs near you. It's the perfect drink for playing golf, watching the Boston Celtics in Game 6, or really anything else that you're doing. So check out Links Drinks, and we look forward to working with them over the next few months and various events and things. So anyway, so all that's going on. Busy week for golf and in the state and just outside of the state. Obviously, the PGA Championship that ended on Sunday evening, a thrilling finish and a playoff. Locally, the high school golf season is coming to an end. The high school state championship takes place next Tuesday and Wednesday at Cranston Country Club. And again, Tuesday is all the teams. There's about 10 or 13 teams or so. And then the top three teams in ties make the cut to the Wednesday final round. So it's really going to be quite a battle. Golf News will be there from almost the first tee shot to the last tee shot on Wednesday, the first tee shot on Tuesday to the last tee shot on Wednesday. So really looking forward to that as well. Again, I think this has been one of the most fascinating high school golf seasons in recent history for sure. And obviously there's a lot of history on the line on Tuesday and Wednesday. When you talk about teams have a chance to win, you talk about Max Jackson having a chance to win his second straight state championship, and that was set up potentially historic junior and senior year for him. And obviously you have team championships as well with LaSalle, Moses Brown, Hendricken, East Greenwich, and Barrington, all having a chance to win. I know you haven't been following too much of the high school golf, but you've heard me talk about it. But it's going to be a fascinating 2 days in golf and Rhode Island. If people are around, it's free to come and watch.
Yeah.
You can walk the course with the kids and see some great golf. Because again, all these kids, they're high schoolers, but don't let that fool you. They can all play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be, I mean, that kid, Max Jackson's absolutely insane. Speaking of kids, I saw a thing on Facebook. It had a picture of the club champion parking spot,
Mhm.
and it had a bike in it. And I thought of Kylie. It said, when your club champion's under 16.
Yeah, well, she's been that at
I was
Kirkbride for.
I was like, she has a parking spot, she can't even use it.
She's been that for a couple of years. I don't know. I think it changes this year if she wins it again.
Oh,
She'll have
that's so funny.
she'll have a car. But
I thought of her. That was so
and speaking of girls golf, of course, Kylie actually finished, I think, fourth in the girls state championship. Olivia Williams, a freshman at LaSalle, won the girls state championship
Sounds pumping them out, huh?
earlier this year at Warwick Country Club. It was actually a beautiful day. So she actually won the tournament. I think Kylie again finished fourth, but obviously the girls' individual season is over. The girls are part of the team championship. So yeah, LaSalle is pumping them out this
Straight
year.
pumping them out.
I mean,
It's crazy.
they currently And again, it's, a few days left, but they currently retain both the boys' individual title and the girls' individual title with Max Jackson and Olivia Williams, both of whom were freshmen when they won. Obviously, Max is a sophomore now, so they're pumping it out. They look to win the team championship as their first team. It'll be their first team championship since at least the early 70s, if not longer. Obviously, LaSalle over the years has been known as a football school, a hockey school, and now it seems like in the coming years,
I don't even think when I was at Hendricken, I don't even think they were even on the map for golf. Not even close. Hendricken was they weren't great, but I mean, yeah, it's crazy how they're flying out of there.
So yeah, it looks like over the next few years, LaSalle is very much going to be a golf school, and not to mention just Max and Olivia. Obviously, have Joseph Early and a few other players. Jordan Fries from Kirkbride. She's a freshman on the team, and she's obviously working hard on her swing and revamping her game. So, yeah, there could be a dynasty. We could see the beginning of a dynastic run.
Four-year sweep.
We could see the beginning of a dynastic run for Max Jackson, who looked to win his second straight state championship. That would set up a historic junior and senior years. If he wins 4 straight, he'd be the first to win 4 straight state championships.
That's
since Will Dixon did it. Moses Brown, obviously, Will Dixon is now a pro golfer, and we cover him as well. And Will is rooting for Max. Believe it or not, obviously, no one wants to see their records broken or tied. Max obviously can't break the record, but he can tie it.
I mean, unless he 5 years in it.
Yeah, well, there's no fifth year, guys. This isn't college. This isn't college. This isn't college. So that's the big high school stuff. We'll have coverage starting on Tuesday, really kind of Monday-ish, when the field is published. We'll have a preview of the state championship. It's really fascinating. I had a ton of fun following it last year. And again, it's free to come out and watch. It's at Cranston Country Club. You show up and follow whatever groups you want. We'll have the tee times and the groupings listed. So it should be a lot of fun. I actually honestly can't wait for Tuesday to begin. I just think, as I wrote in an editorial earlier this year before the season started, I think it's one of the most fascinating high school golf seasons in recent history. Just with all the teams that have a chance to win, and obviously the star players that are playing. And we did. We're hopefully gonna have a story, and I've talked to a bunch of people about this since about 2015 when Will Dixon committed to Georgia Tech. There's been about 10 or so Rhode Islanders that have committed to Division I colleges to play golf, which is a pretty impressive number given how small the state is and the golf coming out of the Northeast. So that's a pretty impressive number. So anyway, high school state championship Tuesday and Wednesday. Golf News Hour will have coverage starting from the morning through Wednesday afternoon-ish. They tee off early in the morning, so it ends typically around Wednesday afternoon or so. It's not quite into the evening. So there's that. The other story, of course, the big story of the week was Ed Kirby, former Alpine pro, current Aquidneck Club pro, qualifying for the U.S. Senior Open, a huge deal. Obviously, for him as a one-day qualifier, he qualified in Massachusetts. And I know a lot of people watched the video that we posted of him making that final putt on the 18th hole to get to 1 under to qualify for the U.S. Senior Open. He's obviously been to U.S. Opens before. He was on the leaderboard of the U.S. Open several years ago after the first 2 rounds. Obviously, it fizzled out, but he was on the leaderboard nonetheless. But first of all, that putt was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah.
The emotion of it after
Imagine having
he showed
that putt to get in.
To get in.
Like alone, you gotta be shaking. Like
to get in. If he had missed that putt, there would have been a playoff. There would have been like a 3-person playoff for one spot.
3 for 1. Yeah.
I believe, if I remember the leaderboard correctly.
Yeah.
So congrats to Ed Kirby. We are efforting to get him on the podcast in the coming days. Obviously, he's been a bit busy.
Just a little bit.
So there's that. So we hope to catch up with him at some point in some way, shape, or form in the coming days. But huge thing for him to get in, and just the fact that he was able to be calm-ish. I'm sure he wasn't calm inside.
No.
Kind of stand there with that putt, and I mean, you have that putt to freaking get into the U.S. Senior Open.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a nerve-wracking putt. He pretty much drained it.
Absolute star-studded field. Like it's it's the freaking U.S. Open. Like, I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, so congrats to Ed on getting into the US Senior Open. You can see the article on our website. It has been updated with quotes and obviously more details since it was originally published. Obviously, with these breaking news type of things, our priority or my priority is just to get it up as fast as possible. Then you can always go back and update it later. That's what I learned from the course of my career. So there's that. So congrats to Ed. Super exciting stuff. And obviously, the regular US Open is just a few weeks away over at Brookline. And so there is that. So that's kind of the local town. Oh, the other thing is the college golf championship starts tomorrow. The boys men's college golf championship starts tomorrow. Obviously, Ryan will have interest in it, but you should have interest in it because Patrick Welch plays for Oklahoma. And they are the top seeded team. They are the favorites to win it all over at Greyhawk in Arizona. I know the women's championship.
Greyhawk is dope.
It looks like it.
Such a nice course. Like I've obviously never played it, but
it looks like
I've watched many videos from that place. That place is sick.
Yeah, one of my friends that from the Kirkbride actually has played it before.
Yeah,
he said it's really nice. That you have to play really early in the morning because it gets really hot.
Oh, super hot.
It's really hot over there. So that starts tomorrow. I think TV coverage picks up on Monday to Wednesday.
Said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I think TV coverage picks up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Again, I think part of it is a stroke play portion, and then
it's just the match play. They televise the match play.
I think you're correct. I think TV picks up the match play portion of it.
Stroke plays a little slow.
And so again, if you not familiar with college golf, it's actually Rich actually watches it.
I watched some of the women on Monday and Tuesday. It was awesome. They hit the piss out of the ball.
It's a fascinating tournament, and a lot of these kids, not a lot, but a good amount of these kids will be coming to Rhode Island for the Northeast Amateur in June or late June. So you might see some kids and then see them again in person, like a Patrick Welch, like a I just throw random names out there, but a lot of these kids come to Rhode Island for the Northeast Amateur, so it's definitely worth watching. It's fascinating. The match play scenarios are fascinating, and even the stroke play, which I don't think is going to be televised, is actually interesting because.
I'm sure you can get it somewhere.
You have to either play for yourself, but you're also playing for your team. If you make a double bogey, your team makes a double bogey. So it's actually quite an interesting concept. It's similar. It's the same. It's similar in obviously high school golf as well, but college obviously is amped up. So that starts tomorrow. Excited to keep track of that again. Patrick Welch playing for Oklahoma. They look for they look to win a national championship. They've lost the last 2 years in the national championship match. It's heartbreaking. Pepperdine last year.
Pepperdine, and then
I think Texas the year before.
I think it was Texas.
And Pepperdine obviously has Dylan Menanti, who won the Northeast Amateur last year. He's a defending Northeast Amateur champion, and he's leading them right now. So it's quite interesting to watch. If you're not into the college golf scene, you can easily catch up through not only our website but just any college golf blog or anything. Brentley Romine on Golf Channel does a great job. But it should be a fascinating one. So fascinating time of year in golf around the country. It's also been a fun time of year for our friend Chris Lussier, who from Special Olympic Rhode Island, and we're going to talk to him coming up. Billy Andre joins the show. Billy, thanks so much for doing this, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to be joined by an 11-time Emmy Award winner, and that is Armin Katayan. Massachusetts Women's Amateur Champion Allison Paik.
The days of the country club just being golf and maybe one amenity are gone. Unfortunately, Metacomet doesn't have those.
He has a very rare condition called kyphoscoliotic Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And at the time of diagnosis, there was only 60 documented cases in the world.
I mean, we legitimately played the last 4 holes at Newport National. You could not see 50 yards.
All right, joining us now on the Golf Dudes podcast, presented by Link Strings, is our good buddy Chris Lussier, Special Olympics Rhode Island. He's one of the top Special Olympic golfers in all of the country. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Very good, Joe. How are you?
I am just peachy, doing another podcast here at the King.
Yep.
A great day of golf. I beat Rich today, so it counts.
Yeah. You won the gold medal.
Yeah, exactly. Gold medal, yeah. Where is it? So Chris, obviously we've done articles about you, did an article about you last year.
Yep.
You've had an amazing golf career, if you can use that word. Obviously, you're not a professional. But just talk about one, in a kind of a brief-ish summary, 'cause everyone read the story last year that we did. Just talk about how, with, whatever the personal issues that obviously you deal with, just talk about getting into the game of golf and how you've developed into one of the best golfers in the state. Not just Special Olympics, one of the best golfers in the state.
Well, I can really attest that to my father, Alan Lussier. He's been teaching me how to play golf ever since I was 4 years old. I have Asperger's syndrome, which is on the higher spectrum of autism. I've been involved in many different aspects of the game of golf. I first started working at Gloucester Country Club under Dave Baluk. And then from there, I became really more involved about my game because I saw the members on how golf etiquette should be run and how golf has made them a better person in the community. So, and then I really wanted to take my talents next and become a Special Olympics golfer with my unified partner, my father. Then after that, I just tried to become better and prove myself better other than just being known as a Special Olympic golfer. So I became a Seaside Golf alum, graduate of 2014, Go Knights. And I just continue pushing myself. Last year, I tried out for the state amateur as the only Special Olympic representative. And I really attested to my father giving me not only the confidence to, but knowing the game, how to keep score correctly, how to congratulate your teammates, your colleagues in the game. And then I was very fortunate a couple of weeks ago to go all the way down to Maryland on the PGA Tour, which is really one of the highest points of my career, and playing the Bryce Ballard Financials Unified Challenge with not only Special Olympics North America, but Wounded Warriors and First Tee Washington, D.C.
And we'll get to that in a second. Obviously, we did articles on that. You finished second in that tournament. So we'll get to that experience in a second. But just for people, so we have people of all types listening to our podcast and reading our website for that matter. But for those that are dealing with Asperger's, like you are, or perhaps something different, obviously there's any number of
intellectual disabilities.
Intellectual disabilities, that's a good word. Because I was struggling there for a second, but
that's what they're known as, IDs in the Special Olympics community. Yes.
So for other people that are dealing with similar things, again, whether it's your Asperger's or whatever else it is, how has golf helped you?
It really has opened me up with the community as far as being more personable. I was very shy growing up and everything. I was nonverbal. But once I became more involved with my community through help through my parents, and then with Special Olympics and everything, I really came out of my shell. And then golf, that was just even more opening of my shell because I got to basically show my talents through there. And it just proves that you can put anything you put your mind to, as long as you have the correct support and the big enough heart to do so.
Great words from Special Olympic star Chris Lussier. So you hinted at it, and I was going to get that now. But you went down to Maryland to play in a unified challenge.
Yep.
A national unified challenge. People from all over the country.
Yes.
Correct? Or was it the world? Was it the country or the world?
North America and Canada.
North America, all over North America, U.S. and Canada.
Yep.
Play at Maryland. You finished second in that challenge. That whole experience. Obviously, it had to be an amazing experience.
It really was.
Just tell us about. We did articles about it, but just tell us about what that was like and how you played.
The very first time I got to play, I said to myself, "Is this really what my golf game is getting to? If so, just continue going on and on because the sky's the limit." I got treated like I was a PGA professional. They treated us with the utmost respect. I even got to play with Ben Martin, who was Arnold Palmer's grandson's roommate at Clemson University. Very nice man to talk to. I shot 83 at TPC Potomac, the second ever TPC course I ever played at. And I really enjoyed it because not only was I there representing Special Olympics Rhode Island, but also Special Olympics North America. And I got to experience it with my father, who taught me this wonderful game. So I thank him every day for it. And the camaraderie we have was great. The friendships are lasting forever. They continue keeping in touch with me, and it's something that I would probably never forget. But the best part, I have to say, was now I had homework from that trip that I have a chance to actually walk the hollow grounds of Augusta through Bright Spot, and this one of the big wigs of Special Olympics, Dr. Timothy Shriver, who I've known for the past 13 years now. His mother was the one that founded Special Olympics.
So you better write a good essay.
Oh, yes. And
And
all the
then-
support too, between King's Crossing, everyone here watching and everything. I thank you guys for the support and everything.
Now, will the golf dudes get an invite to Augusta National?
Maybe it's hard with the club weight compared to Rick's weight. But I would definitely cut out a piece of grass at
thank
Augusta
you.
for you guys
Thank you.
as a nice little
Thank you.
token.
Yeah, you can get off the podcast. I'm just kidding. So that's awesome. Obviously, great story and great finish for you down in Maryland. Obviously, but you have your own Special Olympic season coming up, and also you compete regularly here at the King and elsewhere across the state too. So talk about what you have coming up from a Special Olympic standpoint, but also just from a regular golf standpoint. Because by the way, he shoots about mid-70s, and he could probably kick most people's asses. So don't let him fool you.
No, as of right now, my handicap stands at 9.3 for 18 holes, which is pretty much the greatest that I've ever shot. And Special Olympics Rhode Island has been doing more and more involvement outside due to the pandemic. And we're starting to have our golf program back into regular shape. I am also a player coach through Special Olympics Rhode Island for the athletes that are not understanding what the coaches are asking or instructing them to do. That's at Buttonhole Tuesday nights. And then I belong to a Special Olympics Golf League between here at the King and at Goddard State Memorial Park on Sunday afternoons later on this summer. And I continue to try to get better and better. It's a unified golf league, which means we are paired up with a person that has non-intellectual disability. So either you or Rick could possibly become unified partners.
Mhm.
And the best thing I can say is whoever wants to find out what Special Olympics means to them, just Google any video that involves Special Olympics. Either it'll bring you a tear of joy or it will really bring out the best in you, because we are just humans just like you guys. All lives matter.
Awesome stuff. Chris, thanks so much for coming on the
Yep.
show. Great to have you on, buddy.
Love you guys.
And we'll talk to you later. And welcome back to the Golf Dudes podcast. Just had a great interview with Chris Lussier, Special Olympics Rhode Island star. He said he is debating on taking us to Augusta if he wins the essay contest. But
Yeah, I heard about that,
he
yeah.
didn't seem too sure.
No,
So
I'm pretty sure Pops is #1 on that list.
I can't make any guarantees.
I'm not going to be disappointed. Let's just say that.
I can't make any guarantees, but a great interview with Chris Lussier, Special Olympics star, and obviously star of King's Crossing Golf Club. There's a lot for the community and a lot obviously for the club. Rick's here a lot, so it was great to talk to him. As we switch gears to PGA Tour stuff, PGA Championship happened last Sunday. Before we get into this week's
I
Charles
mean, the
Schwab,
PGA pants crapping.
yeah,
Yes.
PGA pants crapping. I think we know the pants crapper of the week. I think that's pretty much a lot.
That might be the pants
Most
crapper of the
obvious.
decade.
Most obvious pants crapper of the week that's ever been.
Or maybe was that the biggest choke in PGA history?
And, well, in PGA history, maybe not in China
Yeah.
Open, not in
Not
major
in, not
history.
in, not
The
in
guy that
golf
choked
history.
at the Open, at the US at the British Open.
Yeah,
What was that guy's name? I can't think of it.
that was. that was
But
brutal.
your PGA Championship reaction from Mita Perez, hooked to the right into the brook, to JT coming out victorious in a playoff over
It's
Will
so-
Zalatoris. And Will Zalatoris didn't even play bad.
No,
JT was
he
just
played
on
great. I
fire.
mean, he played awesome at the playoff. We were talking about this when we were playing, like, you played that hole, what? 6 times, 7 times over the course of the week.
At least.
You knew the brook was there.
Right.
You had a 1-shot lead, hit the 3-wood or 3-iron or driving iron, 2-iron, whatever the hell it is, and stay the hell out of that brook. I felt bad for him, but don't suck. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? And then JT just with that drive on the third playoff hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they played 3.
Yeah.
That
13 seconds, I think it was 13 seconds. 18
yeah,
seconds.
that drive on the third playoff hole was just absolutely punished. And I mean, obviously he deserves to win it. It was just a crazy performance.
Yeah, so a great win for obviously JT. Great win for Bones.
Yeah, Bones too. Yeah.
Which for those of you
Everybody forgets about the caddy.
for those of you who haven't read the Phil Mickelson book yet, or haven't read excerpts of the Phil Mickelson book yet, you'll know the significance of JT giving Bones the 18th hole flag, and Bones winning the PGA the year after winning. So Phil winning the PGA.
Yeah.
Again, if you haven't read Alan Shipnuck's book or any excerpts of it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Yeah.
there's some significance to
There's-
Bones taking a picture with the 18th hole flag.
Dude, there nobody knows anything about
so-
Phil. I'm telling you, man. I'm not a reader, and I'm gonna read that book because
Yeah,
it's
so-
gonna be it's gonna be wild.
So yeah, that book is out now. Not to give promotion to Alan Shipnuck, but that book is out now. And again, not to spoil anything, but there's significance to Bones JT giving Bones the 18th hole flag. So anyway, that's the PGA Championship. This week we move on to the Charles Schwab. It's actually surprisingly a good field. Usually these
Wait till you see
fields,
the leaderboard.
these fields after majors are like kind of questionable at best.
Oh yeah, especially the week after, the week before, week after.
That's what I mean.
is
The
always
week
questionable.
after their major is kind of questionable at best. But I know JT is playing, Jordan Spieth is playing. I don't know the field at the top of my
Yeah,
head.
so it's
But
it's 2:15 as of the time we're recording this. So the leaderboard is 3 tied at the top: Patrick Reed, Webb Simpson, and Scotty Scheffler. Harold Varner's 3 under through 15. Let's see where everybody is.
of course, Patrick Reed and Howard Warner are playing well this week. They
Yeah,
couldn't
of
show up
course.
last week when I bet on them.
Ricky
Yeah.
Fowler 1 under. He's sort of inching along, getting
Mhm.
back on track a little bit. He's at -1 with CT Pan and Kevin Na. Let's see who else we got. Where's the peoples? Victor Hovland's 1 under. Mito Pereira's 1 under. Max Homa 1 under. Fleetwood even. My boy Thigala, he's also even. Seems to be he's keeping what's it called?
Keeping pace.
Keeping pace with all the guys, which is awesome. So Morikawa's even as well. Pat Perez is even. Trying to find Jordan Spieth is even. Zalatoris even. Holy crap, this is a good field. Wow.
Surprisingly.
You said Spieth was playing, right?
I thought they said he was playing, but I could be wrong. I thought they said Spieth and JT were playing,
If he's not
but I could be wrong. Maybe
if
I
he's not
misread.
playing, then
Perhaps I misread.
Yeah, well,
It could be
yeah.
an editor's error.
oh, there's still some guys. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like either one of them I saw.
Oh,
Let's see.
that's odd.
That's all right.
They said JT.
Oh, yeah, he
they
is.
said JT.
Yeah, Spieth is even through 1.
Yeah, and JT's over. They said JT was playing.
Oh yeah,
No.
1 over through 1 over. That's a final for JT.
This guy with his.
I didn't know. I scrolled through real quick.
Making me
I
look like a
didn't see
fool.
it. I was trying to make you look like an idiot.
I do. I don't.
You
need
can
any
do that
help.
by yourself.
I don't need any help. So Charles Schwab champion this week. There's also the U.S. Senior Open
That's a
going.
shockingly
U.S.
good field.
U.S. Senior PGA, excuse
Yes.
me, going on. U.S. Senior Open is not happening yet.
No.
The Senior PGA is going on. We were watching a little bit on the fine bar at the King a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Chris DeMarco, with name blast with
It's a
the past,
decent. It's a decent
in the-
sports
is
weekend
in
this
the-
weekend. Not
Is
too
in
bad.
the lead at the moment. But
It's a blast from the past.
Billy Andre is obviously in the field, Brett Quigley, and a handful of others, obviously the senior US Open is down the road. And actually the women's US Open, I believe is next week, if I'm not
Is
mistaken.
it really already?
I believe,
Wow.
if I'm not mistaken, Nelly Corda is gonna play.
Oh, she is?
It'll be her first tournament back.
Since the blood clot, right?
Yep, so that, that's
That's
a
good.
watch.
I will definitely be writing for that. I love the women's majors. The women's majors are awesome.
So
Let's
definitely.
see where that is.
I thought I read what I said next week. So there's that, and obviously we're a few weeks away from the US Open over at Brookline.
June 2nd through the 5th.
Yes, next week.
Is that really?
Monday's Memorial Day.
Wow. Yep. At Pine Needles Golf Club.
Yeah, Monday's Memorial Day.
Wow. Purse is 5.5 million.
That's nothing.
That's nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
Michelle Wee stepping
Yeah.
away after the US Open.
yeah, that's too bad. I like
But she
Michelle
just
Wee.
had a kid, right? Not too long ago.
I think the kid's like 2 or 3
maybe
years
a
old.
while ago. Yeah.
But I think she'll be fine.
I like Michelle
She-
Wee.
She's rich herself. She's married to
She's
Jerry.
married to Jerry West's
Yes,
kid, right?
Jerry
Yeah.
West's son. I think she's all
No,
right. Actually,
she'll be good.
yeah, I think she's good. I actually watched an interview with her on another podcast so far. And she was actually,
Yeah,
she was
I
good.
listened to that one though. She was good, and
Yeah,
I think
so-
they had her on the foreplay too
They
a
might-
while
they
ago. It
might
was
have,
probably
yeah.
over a year ago.
They might have.
But yeah,
So-
no, she's a great interview. She's
All right. So I beat you today.
yeah.
I'm 2-0 in the last 2 matches. against
Nobody
you.
should have won that match.
Yeah, well, that's true. It was pretty, it was pretty disgraceful.
Nobody should have won that at
It was-
all. Nobody deserves
It
it.
was pretty disgraceful. Next week, we're planning to switch locations.
Yep.
And the championship course at Carberry Country Club.
Yep.
Everyone's dying to see you.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
I'm sick of hearing about it. So I'm just gonna thank you.
I just have to. I just have to do it.
Everyone can just keep their mouth shut from now on. Really sorry. So that's the plan. The remainder of the golf season, obviously, we have the college golf, we have the high school state championship, we have the local stuff, the Northeast Amateur is coming up shortly. Within a month, we have the Rhode Island Amateur, we have the US Open in
Yeah.
Brookline, we have the New England Amateur, which is at Alpine. The
Yeah.
season is pretty much here. Make sure everyone follow along at golfnewsri.com. But what gets you excited from here on out?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm hopefully looking forward to playing at Wannamoisa. I'm not gonna lie to you.
June 7th is
For
media
the,
day.
for the media day. Yeah. So, knock on wood. I've never played it. That Wannamoisa, it's on my bucket list for Rhode Island. I'm on obviously the great Shelter Harbor, Musqueamish, and all those things. But yeah, no, that's one thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to our member guests and all that garbage that we got going on for the July. You know, it's my favorite holiday. I look forward to that every year.
Last year the rain ruined it.
Oh, dude. I mean, we had a good time here, but it just wasn't the same. It was.
I still went to the club to Carberry.
Yeah. But that was so funny when we were in the locker room and friggin'
Hugo.
he goes,
Oh, he'll be so thrilled that we give him a shout out. What's up, Hugo? tell
he
him.
goes, yeah, it's canceled. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Well,
Yeah.
we dumped like a foot of rain the night before, right?
It was a lot of rain.
Oh, so
There was
bad.
a lot of rain, and
So,
also Carberry was getting set to host the ride.
obviously,
So
yeah. So it
afterwards.
was, yeah.
So they were trying to be very careful.
Of course,
obviously,
that was
and rightfully so.
giant letdown. That's my
Right.
favorite holiday of the year. I love 4th of July.
Yeah. so-
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to watching the US Open.
Mhm.
Jerk.
Yeah. Well, you know, there is a US Open ticket portal. for
I
those
did.
that are
I
trying to
saw
sell
it. Yeah, I
tickets.
saw it.
It could be worth it.
So
I'm not-
expensive.
I'm sure it'll be very expensive.
I'm looking.
But
I
it
was
could be
looking.
worth looking at.
I was looking third market, and nothing's under like 800
yeah.
bucks for a day pass, 1 day pass, and that's
Yeah.
I don't even think that's on Sunday. That's like Thursday.
Right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
no, I'm looking forward to
But
that.
it is
I've never
something
seen
that's
Brookline.
worth watching for a
Yeah,
little while.
I've never
You
seen
never know.
Brookline before. They have one of the coolest logos. I love the squirrel.
Yeah.
The squirrel's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and not only that, it's just the history.
Oh, of
it.
course, yeah.
Friends who met.
Oh, that,
in-
yeah,
in-
yep.
In the 99, Ryder Cup.
Yep.
I was on a Zoom call, actually it was a Microsoft Teams call, but
Hmm.
whatever, with Rory McIlroy yesterday. Usually my buddy Jim Nance Zoom calls me, but Rory McIlroy
Naturally.
wanted to say hello. And he said the 99 Ryder Cup was the only tournament he's ever watched that's made him cry. Because obviously he was rooting for Europe.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny. He does not think he's gonna play a practice round ahead of the US Open week
Really?
at Brooklyn.
How come?
He's playing 4 straight weeks.
Oh, okay.
He-
So he has
he's
commitment.
taking-
He has other
He's
commitments.
taking this week off, but he's playing 4 straight
4
weeks
straight into.
leading into
into the
he said he
19th, yeah.
he's not sure if he's gonna get up here to play a practice round at Brookline before the US Open. He'll play obviously rounds the week before. He's gonna probably get there Sunday night.
And then just-
and then
yeah.
just grind it out. So I'll be there starting
That's
Monday
that's
morning.
pretty ballsy going into a US Open,
So.
knowing that, the way they set the course up and stuff
He,
like
he,
that.
he
so.
did admit he's been on Brookline before.
Oh.
I think he's played with Tom Brady a few times or whatever.
Excuse me.
So, but he's obviously never played it in US Open, which he admitted.
Yeah.
He's never played it in US Open.
Oh, speaking of Tom Brady, did you see that stupid video he put
It's
out?
gotta be edited.
Of course it is.
It's gotta be.
I looked at it, I threw my phone
was
down. I'm
cool.
like, this is stupid.
It was a cool video. but
Like
it's gotta be-
complete CGI.
It's gotta
Like,
be
get
edited.
out of here.
It's gotta be edited.
And then he was like chest bumping away. Dude, I don't know. I'm just sick of him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
gotta-
him when he
that's
was
the
here.
anyways.
I'm just sick of him. Oh,
It's gotta be edited. It's gotta be edited.
anyways. Sorry.
And-
But yeah,
and-
that's
and you wish he was still here. just about
Of
the current-
course.
The current state of the Patriots.
although
But that's
although apparently Mac Jones lost his belly and everybody's up in
Woohoo.
everybody's
He lost
psyched
his-
about
He
that.
lost his belly. He
He
also
lost
lost
his-
half his offensive
He
line.
lost his
and half
cookie.
his-
He lost his chocolate chip cookie
He
gut.
he also lost half his offensive line and half his receiving
Yeah,
core.
it's gonna
and-
be interesting. I
And
mean,
his coaching staff and.
Bill
everything
Belichick
else,
doesn't know who's
so-
calling the plays. Like whatever.
So,
Anyways, so yeah, that's
congratulations.
my summer. Like I said, I've got two big tournaments here. I'm gonna attempt to play in the club championship. I usually
Oh, there you
don't.
go.
I usually don't because it's such a pain in the ass to find times that everybody's available.
Mhm.
Like I don't like doing that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna attempt it. I think it starts US Open. I think the Sunday of the US Open, Father's Day, we can use that as a qualifying score. So it's in that area.
Mhm.
We got the two member guests that the two cash members that we're doing this summer. And yeah, I'm looking for, I love tournament season, competitive golf, even if it's for beers or something like that. I always like playing with something on the line. And obviously all your stuff that we're doing, a couple member guests, the 4th of July, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally, it's warm now. I mean, it wasn't really warm today, but finally we're out of that 53 degree weather,
We are out of it for sure.
Thank you.
We're out of
Jesus.
it. We're out of it.
Thank you, Jesus.
We're out of it. It is off season. Things are rolling. We are rolling. We have a lot going on. And so we're looking forward to the rest of the summer. But unless you have anything else to add, you don't.
I'm good.
That does it for this episode of the Golf Dudes podcast. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in again. We will have coverage of the high school golf state championship next Tuesday and Wednesday from Cranston Country Club. So be sure to tune into our social media accounts,
It's already
website.
happening. It's already happening. And it's only early May. The golfers stand's happening already.
You're a weirdo.
Good Lord.
Anyway, on that note, where Rich showing off his upper arms, we will send you on your way. Thanks everyone for tuning in today to the Golf Dudes podcast. We will talk to you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, possibly a different location.
There's a good chance it's going to be a different location.
And we will see you then. Have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. And again, we'll talk to you from the high school golf state championships starting on Tuesday morning. Again, if you want to come out and watch, it's going to be one of the most fascinating tournaments, high school state tournaments in recent memory, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm really pumped for it. Genuinely speaking, I'm really pumped for it. So there's that. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Link Strings for sponsoring the show. And we will see you next time. This is the Golf Dudes podcast.